for the month of June as we're winding down and getting into summer now, finished spring. My name is Greg Snow. I am the program coordinator for California Family Life Center Empower Youth. I'm also the vice chair of this group. I want to pop it around because I think we had about 14 people. I think we can go through introductions with everybody live if you don't mind, but if you do get the opportunity to put your name and agency position in the chat, we'd appreciate that as well. So I'm going to pop it over to my chair, to Nikki.
Hi everyone, Nikki DeLong. I am the program manager for the THP NMD program in Olive Crest. So I will pop over to Rainbow.
Good morning. Hold on, there we go. Good morning. My name is Rainbow. I am program director for Operation Safe House. And I'm sitting here with Allie. She is our new street outreach worker for the Riverside region. And we're happy to be here. Thank you.
Welcome, Allie.
So sorry. I'm going to pop it over to Jeremy Johnson.
Hello, good morning. Jeremy Johnson, Riverside City College Guardian Scholars Program. We're going to have our VP, Dr. Cruz Soto, here shortly as well to provide a presentation on our housing program. So good morning, everybody. And I will pop it over to, Elizabeth.
Hi, good morning. I'm Elizabeth Bartholomew from Riverside County Office of Education. I'm a Director of Pupil and Administrative Services. So I work with NEHA to support the homeless education program for the county.
And you're going to the Caribbean.
I am. So I'm working from home today, getting ready for vacation tomorrow. So I will be off camera, but I'm happy to be here. Sorry, I'll pop it to Neha.
Good morning, everybody. Neha Shapatel. I support the McKinney-Vento liaisons in Riverside County Office of Education throughout our 23 school districts. And I work with Elizabeth at Riverside County Office of Ed. And let's see, I'm not sure who has not gone yet. Gershom, maybe? Or did he already introduce himself?
No, not yet. Good morning, everyone. Gershom Hidon here, Homeless Youth Coordinator with the Riverside County Office of Homeless Services. It is a pleasure to have all of you on today. I'm looking forward to this meeting. So I'll go ahead and popcorn it over to Janice.
Hello, good morning. Janice Simmons with Equitable Social Solutions, Project Director. And I'm happy to be here. And I will pop it over to Samantha Hernandez.
Hi, good morning. Like she mentioned, my name is Samantha Hernandez. I am a community health worker here for the Enhanced Care Management Team at DAP Health. And I will pop it over to Claudia Jerome.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Claudia Varón. I oversee the ECM program for DAP Health. Thank you for the invite.
I'm going to jump in because I just saw a name I haven't seen for a while. Aaron, Miss Rutherford.
Hi, how are you all?
We're good.
I just joined a couple minutes late. Am I supposed to say something?
Just introduce yourself.
Oh, hi, Erin Rutherford. I haven't seen you in months probably, but I'm your head TA. I'm here today because I think you were going to have a little bit of a youth discussion about some potential housing opportunities. So I have the first hour or so to be here and answer any questions you all might have, but it's really nice to see you. But you won't see me much after this because I'm about to go on maternity leave. So,
well, congratulations.
Nice to see you today. Thank you.
Little boy, little girl.
Little girl.
Do you have a name picked out?
Her name's gonna be Leia, like Princess Leia.
I love it. Love it.
Thank you. She's 2 days late, so she's not on time already.
My Leah was a couple of days late. How about we go over to Tori? Are you with us, Ms. Stevens? No, we can go to Mr. Matthews. Joseph.
Morning, everybody. My name is Joe Matthews. I'm the Riverside County Youth Commission Coordinator. I'll go into details a little bit later when I do my presentation on what the Youth Commission is and how we can all be involved, but happy to be here. And I don't know anyone on here, so I'm just going to pick a name. Rosalind Martinez.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Rosalind Martinez. I'm with Equitable Social Solutions, and I'm Housing Navigator, and my project director is Janice Simmons. I popcorn to Savannah. I'm not sure if she already went.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Savannah Brown. I am the chairwoman for the Youth Action Board, and it's good to see you all. I'll popcorn it over to, let's see. Mar?
Thanks, Savannah. Hi, everyone. Marielle Sarmiento. I am a program specialist with the Office of Homeless Solutions, or Office of Homeless Services. Sorry, still getting used to the new name. And I manage the Youth Homelessness Demonstration Program. And I will pass it to Caroline. Ms. Quintos, have you gone yet?
Hi, good morning. Caroline Quintos with Oak Grove Center's Thrive Independent Living Program, and my role is Housing Navigator. And I will popcorn it. Has Teresa gone?
No, I haven't gone. Hi, good morning, everyone. Teresa Ruiz with Public Defender's Office, Spark Unit, Social Service Practitioner in the Southwest region. Let me see who I'm going to popcorn over to, and good to see you all. Jeremy Johnson, did you go yet?
Yes, I already went.
Okay. Would someone like to raise their hand or go unmute themselves if they haven't gone? Because I don't know who has not gone.
Why don't I try Lucy?
Thank you,
about
Greg.
to volunteer. I'm Lucy Bustos. I'm the social service planner for the coordinated entry system. And I will popcorn it to Jorge. Your hands up.
Might be having some technical difficulties. How about Chantel? Are you with us this morning?
Yes, hi, good morning, everybody. I'm Chantel, part of the Riverside Youth Action Board. I'm the vice chair. And I'll popcorn it to Rosalind. I'm not sure if you already went.
I already went. Thank you, though.
I'll popcorn it to Terry.
I believe that was everyone. If you had not had a chance, feel free to drop your name, title, and agency in the chat. But if not, Greg, I don't know how you would like to proceed on to the next agenda item.
All right. Well, good deal. Again, welcome everybody. Next item we have is our public comments, and I believe Gershom had something to share with us.
Yes. Good morning, once again, everybody. Gershom Hidon here with the Office of Homeless Services. I just this is kind of more like an announcement. I just wanted to get it over with at the beginning of the meeting. But in case you have in case you have not been receiving any of our communications here, from the Office of Homeless Services, please feel free to reach out to us at coc@rivco.org. I did want to let you folks know that we are currently in the process of transitioning over to sending out our emails through Gov delivery. For some reason, our Outlook has been, giving us some troubles, and it may or may have not kicked you out of the mailing list that we have. So, apologies if you did not receive any of our meeting invitations as of recently. But just know that we will be using Gov delivery moving forward. So please, don't mark it as like a phishing alert or anything like that. Just know that it is us. But yeah, that's the only comment that I had to make for today. So thank you guys once again. Kicking it back over to you, Greg.
And I'm sorry, did you say dove delivery, like in a flight, a dove?
Gov delivery, sorry. Gov as in government, G-O-V.
Gov, okay,
delivery,
there you
yeah.
go. All right. Thank you for clarifying. Anybody else have any public comments that they'd like to make at this time? With that, we'll move into number 3 of our old business, and we have some our youth homeless demonstration program updates from Mar. And take it away, Mar.
Thank you, Greg. Hello, good morning, everyone. So for you, YHDP, there's no major updates at the moment. We are deep in the implementation phase. The only thing I really wanted to update on was that the RFP that was released for the desert project, the Desert Drop-in Center project with youth navigation has closed, and our independent review panelists have scored the application, so it's now in the review phase. Hopefully by the next meeting, we will have our new desert project identified. And with that, I will take any questions, if any. Otherwise, I will pass it back to Greg.
Sure. I don't know if Erin, I know she's still with us, if she had any things from our technical assistance side on this process, because it's been going into year 3, and it's been quite the process, and there's been a lot of hard work that's been done by a lot of the youth that are on the Youth Action Board, as well as individuals here on this meeting. So anything that Erin could enlighten us on, if anybody had any questions?
Thanks, Greg. Yeah, I guess we're entering year 3 coming up this fall. So we are still here. Your technical assistance team is here. We actually just got a new youth collaboration TA provider. So the YAB will have that TA support back that we're excited about. Once projects are really starting to, I think, get up and running, we'll probably start doing some form of like a monthly office hours, or, some type of check-in where they can come and ask questions. We're still available to do training. Typically, TA kind of moves a little bit more to light touch in the 3rd year. And we'll also kind of start to work on like all of the goals and objectives that you outlined in your CCP, and continuous quality improvement, opportunities. So I think those are some things that you can kind of look forward to in year 3.
Fantastic.
Any other questions for me? All right.
Silence. Thank you, Erin. Much appreciated. All right, moving on to our section number 4, consent items. This is the approval of the minutes from April 24th. We did not have a meeting in May. It was canceled due to a few various reasons. So we're looking for a motion to approve the minutes from April 24th, 2025. And anybody that was in attendance in that meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, Nikki made the motion. How about a second? We can revisit that second on that motion later. And if anybody had any comments, questions, or anything to talk about from those minutes, we can bring that up at that time as well. If not, we're moving into our new business, number 5. First one here is our hybrid YAC-YAB voting form. I know Gershom had some words to share about this here.
Yes, so I will be connecting with some of our partners after the meeting just to determine if we can utilize their space for the next 2 in-person meetings that we will be having, or in-person hybrid meetings that we'll be having throughout the year. Our next one will be in August, and then our last one will be in November. Once I have compiled that list, I will send out a voting form for folks to fill out. Again, we like to we're aiming to keep it at a centralized location. As I know that some of our folks are out in the desert area, so we want to just make sure that we are being we want to make sure that we're looking for like a centralized location just to be considerate. So, but yeah, with that being said, I'm kicking it back over to you, Greg.
Thank you. Again, I want to encourage anybody, if you have the ability to host them, it's a lot of fun. Get everybody in together and look at each other a little bit closer, be able to share a light refreshment and do this wonderful work that we're all doing. So with that, our next category here is a RCC housing unit, the RCC staff, and I'm not sure, Gershom, if we had anybody that was with us this morning, Dr. Thomas Cruz or not.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
Y'all hear me?
Yes.
Perfect, perfect. Good morning, everyone. We're gonna try to get our PowerPoint up here. So
I think, will it let me share my screen? Am I free to share my screen?
Yes, it should pop up
Yeah.
on the right next to your mic.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you, Mar.
We're so used to Zoom that when we have to meet in Teams, we're all thumbs on Teams. We don't know Teams. Like back in the day when there was only Skype.
Yeah.
Did you say Skype?
Yeah, remember that?
Oh my. That's like saying MySpace.
Right, right. Or BlackBerry cell phones, you know.
Okay, can you guys see our screen now?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Okay, perfect, perfect. So this has been a labor of love for 3 years between our college, our district, RCCD, and UCR, University of California, Riverside. It came through the vision of our college chancellor, our district chancellor, and the chancellor from UCR. An application was processed to receive a grant to the tune of 126 million. Once we received that money, we moved forward with what is currently called ND Phase 2, which will hopefully get a more attractive name at a later time. But currently it's known as ND Phase 2. What you're seeing here is what the building will ultimately look like. It's going to be 4 buildings. RCCD students will be in buildings C and D, but the total complex will house over 1,568 students. RCCD will own 320 of those beds, and we're actively still looking for students. We've had over 1,000 applications for this process. If we were to close today, we'd have about 200 or so of those beds occupied. This building will be completed by July 15th, and we're looking to have move-in by August 23rd. So Saturday, August 23rd. The time for move-in is TBA, but we assume it'll be phased out throughout that Saturday. We're looking for students, and you can go to the next slide there. We're looking for students that are willing to be full-time RCCD students, whether they go to Moreno Valley, Norco College, or Riverside City College. So they have 12 units in the fall, 12 units in the spring, and 6 units in the summer. They can get a little creative with the 6 units in the summer. They can do 3 and 3. If they wanted to, 3 in the winter and 3 in the summer. But we really want to ensure that if they're Pell eligible, so they'll have to complete their FAFSA. If they're Pell eligible, we want them to max that Pell eligibility so that this opportunity wouldn't cost them anything and it could be exclusively be paid from their Pell grant. They have to be 18 years old to move in and be 18 by August 23rd by move-in date, and they must commit to a 1-year contract. Now, committing to a 1-year contract just means that they're going to be a full-time student. And if they qualify for financial aid, specifically the Pell, they'll get up to, and you can go to the next slide, they can get up to $89 or more back in the Pell Grant. So this slide presents basically what Pell can cover and what they would owe. So you could see the student balance would be roughly about $89. There are other financial aid options that are available that can help. They should definitely complete the FAFSA and work with our financial aid team at all three colleges, whichever college is their home college, to determine what is eligible for them. Across this nation, across the state, we're looking at the nation, millions of dollars is left on the table because students either don't complete the FAFSA or don't apply for certain scholarships or just don't know what's available to them. And so we want to make sure that they apply for any scholarships that are available, which our financial aid team can let them know about, and also to complete the FAFSA, which is critically important. If students were to pay out of pocket, and some students have that ability, this is what it would ultimately cost on the lower chart, close to $9,155. We do have some international students and some out-of-state athletes that are considering this, and we have them, on standby, but we want to make sure that we're casting a very wide net and making sure that all students that do not have the ability to pay or are housing insecure currently, that they have the first opportunity to apply to what's going to be an amazing opportunity. This is the clearest pathway we've ever had between our college within our district and a 4-year institution. Traditionally, our students are here 5 to 7 years. This program is designed to get them in and out within 2, max 3, and either to certificate to go into the workforce or associate's degree to go into a 4-year institution like UCR or any of our 9 UCs within the state or any of our 23 California state universities within the state as well, or even out of state as well, because we do encourage our students to explore all their options, even if it means leaving the state of California and then ultimately hopefully coming back. But yeah, but that's it in summary. The students can be from MVC, Norco, RCC. Pell eligibility can help them with offsetting the cost for this, being a teen, and then being willing to commit to a contract. The contracts are year to year based on GPA. They have to maintain a 2.0 or better. We will have wraparound services to ensure that they exceed that 2.0. Hopefully they're in the 3.0 or whatever. If they ever drop though academically, we would give them a grace period and help them. But the point is to stay in good academic standing so that they transfer or go into the workforce within those 2 years, 2 to 3 years. The complex, once it's built on July 15th, it'll have dedicated study spaces. It'll be Wi-Fi accessible, state-of-the-art facilities. There'll be engagement spaces where they can host events and or study. They'll have a fitness room, a market space, a dedicated library area, and engagement centers similar to the engagement centers that we have here at RCC. These 320 students, that'll be the first cohort ever in the state and in the nation, because there's nothing like this currently in the state or in the nation. We'll have dedicated counseling services. They'll be tied to cultural and academic engagement centers here at RCC and at UCR, and we'll be invested at a higher level, more than we ever have, in these students and ensuring their success and staying in contact with them early and often to make sure that academically, emotionally, mental health perspective, from a general health perspective, that they have everything that they need. Because of our associated students at all three colleges, our associated students are basically our student government students, but they oversee a critical mass of money through the student activity fee. They're going to cover, if the students pay their student activity fee here at the college, it's going to cover their student activities over at UCR as well. So they'll be able to socially engage in everything that is UCR. So if there's a speaker coming or a student club is hosting something, or they have D1 sports, as you know, over at UCR, if there's any sporting events, the students will be able to participate in those events free of charge as well. So it's going to be an amazing exploratory opportunity where these students get to really feel what it's like to live in residence at a premier Research One institution while being a full-time student at RCC or Norco or Moreno Valley. So it's an amazing opportunity. I'm excited about it. I wish, as probably many of you, wish we had this when we were coming up. It's an amazing transformative experience that we hope will change the narrative for our students, and hopefully folks will be able to say that they're first gen, because this will hopefully be a pipeline that'll exist for generations to come, and we'll expand it to other colleges and expand the opportunities. They'll always be the first of the first, but we hope that definitely there's copycats to this initiative, and that there's more money that comes from the state and federal government, and that the 117 community colleges that exist copy us and start expanding this program as well to other students. So that's my spiel. That's my dog and pony show. You may have questions. I'm here to answer those questions. If we were to close today, we would have roughly about 200 students. We're looking for another 120. My goal today is that, do you have any takers and can you help us?
This is incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible. I have two daughters that went to UCR and then on to their, their master's programs, stuff like that. If this was available at the time when they were in school, oh yeah, you're talking about some pretty hefty savings, as well as looks like a lot of support with it. So I know Rainbow raised her hand. Did you have a question, Rainbow?
Yes, sorry. So as far as the age range, you said 18 and older. Is there a cap on the age range? Is it, or is it just to 99?
It's a 99. Yeah. Currently, if we were to close today, our youngest would be 18 because you have to be 18 by August 23rd. And our oldest is 45.
Got it. Thank you.
So we're not going to room a 45-year-old with an 18-year-old, right? So it's going to me. So we're going to have to consider some unique roommate pairings and make it age appropriate. But yeah, but we're not discouraging anybody because we're a community college. Our students are all over. This year, our youngest graduate from RCC was 16, and our oldest was 79.
Wow.
So that's our demographic. But yeah, we don't have any 79-year-olds applying yet, but 45 is our oldest. Yeah.
I think next Gershom, I believe, had his hand up.
Yes. Well, thank you first and foremost, Dr. Thomas. This is great. It's great, being able to see this. I actually, during my undergrad experience, I was a part of the first cohort that lived at the first North District units. So, I can only imagine that, these are going to be a lot, better and more sophisticated. So I did have like two questions. So I guess, for my first question is like, let's say there's a student up in one of the RCCD colleges, and for instance, they're experiencing some financial instability, or for those who have like a housing choice voucher, is that something that would be allowed to utilize at these units? Like, are these units independent from like the actual like college itself, kind of like North District was, or is it like a part of UCR or like the college district?
So you said something about using something. I didn't hear what you said.
Like a housing choice voucher.
A housing choice voucher. Yeah. Tell me more about what is a housing choice voucher? I'm sorry.
So like a Section 8 voucher, for instance, like is this something that, or like an FY voucher, like is this something that like the student would be able to use? Like it's like a voucher that is like received from like a public housing authority.
Yeah. Yeah,
like,
you know what? I'm gonna say yes, but we would have to make sure you email me. So Thomas.Cruz, CRUZ -Soto, SOTO @rcc.edu. Jamie, if you could put that in the chat. Yeah, so people can have it. Yeah, I mean, that would go so we would have to receive that because we own the beds. So that would have to come to our business services office, and then we would pay UCR. So we would just have to develop a mechanism through our business services on receiving that payment. I will put that question over to them, and I'm sure they're going to find a way to make it happen because that's a payment. So we'll be fine. The rate is going to be about $750 per bed, excuse me. And so these are 2 rooms, double occupancy. So they're double occupancy, 2 bedrooms units. So there's 4 per room. So they have 2 desks, 2 closets. They have a living room space. They have a full kitchen, refrigerator, freezer, stove, sink area, all brand new stuff, fully furnished. I didn't say that. The bedding, the furniture, everything is included. And the room is about 604 square feet. The actual bedrooms are, I think, about 135 square feet each. And then they have a shared bathroom, full shower, sink, and all that, tub.
Awesome.
So yeah,
And
Thomas Cruz Soto at rcc.edu. Yeah, so my email's in the chat. And so, but yeah, email me that question. I'm going to get on it today with our business services, and that shouldn't be a problem at all. Encourage them to apply. Jeremy can send you after this call a QR code that folks can just scan with their phone to apply, or they could just go to rcc.edu/housing and apply. If there's any questions, reshousing@rccd.edu will be where you ask those good questions as well. But for your question, email me directly. I want to make sure I champion that through.
awesome, will do. And then just my second question. So I know that like you mentioned that all RCCD students will be able to live at building C and D, and I know that for those students we don't have the necessary resources to travel to let's say Norco College or to MBC. I know that they are not too far, but still that can be challenging for some students. So is there any additional resource or support that you folks will be providing for those community college students specifically, or is it just is there some sort of partnership perhaps through RTA or something like that that's happening?
Yeah.
Or
No, great questions. So 24-hour parking will be available in our parking structure for those that have cars. And then they can ride free on the RTA bus. Route 1, if you're at RCC, will be the bus that you would take. The commute will take about 15 minutes. If folks have the means, parking costs about $500 a quarter, I believe it is, or for the year there. Don't quote me. But they can explore that during orientation. Our parking is $50 for the year. So that's the cost differential right there. But if they pay the $50 here, 24-hour parking in our parking structure, they'll have a piece of paper that they'll put on their windshield so police know not to ticket or tow. During their normal operation hours, they'll be going through the parking structure and making sure that their vehicles are safe. So there's that option. And then with their RCC ID or RCCD ID, depending if they're in Norco or Moreno Valley, they ride for free as long as they're enrolled in courses. So as long as they're concurrently enrolled, they will be able to ride for free. I believe the route from Norco and Moreno Valley is Route 19, but I can put folks in contact with RTA to get the exact routes. And we just had one orientation yesterday with about 215 potential residents, and RTA was there. So RTA will be at our next orientation, which will be on July 14th. So if you have any interested folks, tell them to apply now so that they can be at the next orientation, which will be July 14th, and it'll be via Zoom.
awesome, thank you.
Yeah. And then also the last thing I'll say about that question is folks may ultimately, and this is up to the student, we can't encourage this, but because we're so close to UCR, they may want to change their home college. Now, if they're doing a specialized program at Ben Clark, that may not be ideal. But they do have that option to change their home college and have all their services here at RCC, which geographically would make more sense. But if they're tied to certain programs that are only at MVC or Norco, like dentistry or something like that, or dental assistant programs, I should say, we understand, but we'll at least have the ability for them to park 24/7 and utilize RTA for free.
Yeah, thank you. And then Nikki, I did see your hand was up. I don't know if you want to jump in.
No, I was asking about transportation and the application. So you've already hit me. So just can we email those flyers out to everybody after the meeting?
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And so they'll do the initial application process, and then upon completing that, in about 24 to 48 hours, they'll start getting some emails from UCR asking them to fill out their application process, which is room selection and roommate matching. Once they have that squared away, then they'll get an email about signing their contract. That's when they know that it's real and they're going to be one of the first residents in this new cohort. So those will be the three things that they'll have to do in addition to coming to orientation. So we'll be calling them and emailing them, letting them know all the steps that they have to take. I didn't talk about food. So if there's food insecurity through our basic needs office at all three campuses, they'll be able to get essential food for their cupboards, for their refrigerator, for their freezer. Um, but they may want to have some funds if they wanted to eat in the general dining hall from time to time. So that costs about $15 per day. We're looking at some of our categorical and grant funded programs and also our engagement centers to see if there can be some sponsorship there as well. We cannot cover the cost for food at UCR at this time, but some of our grant and categorical programs like EOPS can. So we're going to explore that. Our basic needs center definitely can, and some of our other programs like Trio and other programs can provide that. UCR does accept CalFresh, so that's another option to utilize the dining facilities as well. So food is covered potentially for everyone, and then also housing and things like that. So.
Teresa, you have your hand up.
Yeah, my question is, the student will be housed as long as they are in their program, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah, and we prefer that they be full-time because this is not a 5 to 7 year program. Like traditionally our students are 5 to 7 years. This is not that program. And it's okay if that's that's what they're doing because it's not a race. But this program is designed 3 years max. 3 years we're already looking at them like it's time to graduate, So we want to make sure we have what they need. We're going to have wraparound dedicated services from a counseling perspective, from an ed advisor perspective, and from any other support they need to get them either to say their certificate, their associate's degree, and on to the next step. So as long as they're fully enrolled, we're good. Life happens. If there's any circumstances that prevents them from keeping 12 credits, we'll work with them, but it's not going to be for a year. We're going to work with them immediately and try to get them right by the following semester.
Got it. Okay. Let's say a student is taking longer than the 3 years. You're saying that they're going to have supportive services. Will those services also help them with looking for permanent housing or permanent housing?
Through basic needs, they would have to work with our basic needs office. So
Got it.
through our basic needs center, we had a historic year this year. We housed over 101 students. This is in short-term housing, but a lot of those students will be assuming the rent after that 12-year coverage ends. And with our new grant, we're going to get refunded starting July 1. The new imperative is going to be for them to pay a little bit every month so that they get used to paying rent. And then by the 12th month, they're already comfortable in paying something so that the transition is easier than paying zero for a year and then all of a sudden being expected to be on their own. So we're going to have new models that help them own some of this and that it's truly a hand up in transition to owning their experience.
Okay. And then my last question is, how many vacancies do you have as of now for the first cohort? Do you know that number?
Yeah, about 120. And the 18 to 24 demographic is an interesting demographic, as you all know. So we have 200 right now, but who knows who we'll have? We might have 320 by next week, or we might have 135. Some folks are going to drop off as this gets realer. Folks may not meet the GPA requirement, or something else may happen. So I would say however many folks you have to apply, tell them to apply. Worst case scenario, if we have an abundance of people that applied and we reach a cap, then we'll send these list of names over to our basic resource center or to our Aspire group that we're working with or to some other agency that I'm not thinking about. I know we're thinking about partnering with True Evolution. So, you know, there's other entities that we're collaborating with, and there may be new residence halls coming up in the future, either via you know, bond measures that we currently have or other initiatives. So we don't have that as of right now, but with the success of this program that I know we're going to have, Norco and Moreno Valley may want to do their own thing, and there'll be other partners that we can refer to, definitely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Back to you, Gershom.
Sorry, I did have one more question too. Are there individual units being offered for ND phase 2, or is it just like shared units?
Yeah, so you know, so I'm from the East Coast and I'm an old soul here. So I remember single occupancy units meant a single room, nobody in the room with me, my own bathroom. Those don't seem to exist. You know, in the residence halls that they're building now, once from a cost perspective, this building cost 26 million to build. It would have probably been 200 million if everybody had their own single occupancy room there in that room by themselves. Singles do exist, but they will still have roommates in a different room sharing that 604 square foot space. So they would need a DRC accommodation or some other accommodation that qualifies. They would check in with the Disability Resource Center and or Student Health Center to you know, learn about the qualifications that exist for them to get a single. But even if they get a single, they're still in residence in the general building, and also instead of having 3 roommates, they'll have 2 that'll be in a separate room, if that makes sense. So they would be in building room A, bedroom A in a single, but right next door within the same suite, they would have 2 roommates, you know, separated by a wall, but then they would have the shared living room, kitchen, and bathroom space. There's no spaces with just a single room with a bedroom. I mean, with a bathroom just for them. We don't have those.
Got it.
What if you have a parenting individual?
Well, parents don't qualify for this one. So this parents will be people with children. Thank you for asking that question. Will be referred over to our basic needs center for other housing options that we have within the county. This is single bed, uh, double occupancy for students only. No children. Unfortunately, it's a miss for us. This came from the state with this thing. I know that Compton College in 2028, if not sooner, will be building a residence hall that will incorporate parents, you know, parenting student families. And I know we like copying. So I think in the future, we will stay competitive with other colleges. Compton will be the first in the state and potentially in the nation to do that. I'm sure that we may mirror that in the future, but this one is just for single individuals.
Well, Dr. Thomas Cruz Soto, thank you very much for this presentation. Extremely valuable. Again, I know there's a lot of our YAB members that are on this call today. Some of them are college students that could or may have been able to take advantage of this dynamic program. Quite incredible. Any other questions? All right. Again, thank you, Dr. Thomas Cruz Soto.
Yep, thank you. Our next orientation is July 14th, and that more than likely will be our last orientation. So folks should apply now if they're interested so they can be invited to that orientation. But thank you for your time.
All right. Do you know if there's a, you know, like a ribbon cutting, a fanfare, an opening?
Yeah, it'll be, I want to say September 29th, I believe is when it'll be. So UCR, as you may know, they're in a quarter system. We're in semesters. So that's why theirs will be a little later. We start August 24th or 26th, somewhere around there. 25th, August 25th. But they start, you know, a little later than us. So September 29th will be somewhere around there. September 9th or 29th, but I can send you that. And if there's any folks that want to be invited, I can see if I can get y'all on the invite list for that. as well. And then what else I was going to say? Yeah, I think I've said enough. I could talk forever, so I'm going to stop there.
Well, again, thank you. Thank you very much.
Take care.
Any other questions?
Oh yeah, I'm here if you're and if there's a question, please email me. Everyone should apply that's interested. You're definitely not going to get a spot if you don't apply. So definitely apply. And if not this opportunity, at least you're in our system for other exciting opportunities that we have through various other entities. So we want to know who's in need, and we want to help.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank
All right. Well, moving on into item number 6, our standing items, our agency bed availability updates. And I'm not sure if any of our partners on here, if Nikki had anything, or Rainbow, or any of them that are out there that have bed space, because I do know Gershom wanted to share a little bit about our Santa Ana River bottom housing project, but I'll open it up for anybody that has any updates on bed availability.
Yeah, hi, Rainbow with Safe House. We have a couple availabilities in our transitional living program. Here in Riverside at the Main Street TLP, we have 1 male and 2 female openings. And then in Harrison House in Thousand Palms, we have 4 openings, 1 male, 1 female, or we have 2 that can go either way. So, and then for our emergency shelter, we're actually full. So, but our street outreach is more than willing to help whoever and wherever, youth are in need. So thank you.
Thank you, Rainbow.
You're welcome.
I know Caroline has her hand up.
Hello, Oak Grove Centers, the Sanctuary THP NMD in Palm Springs has 2 openings, male or female, and they do specialize in LGBTQ plus population.
Thank you for that. Nikki.
Okay, so Olive Crest has 1 female vacancy in Moreno Valley, 1 that's going to be coming up. And then in the chat, you guys will see I put for any youth aging out of foster care off of juvenile probation that qualify for the THP NMD. That is the Google Doc that gives every program's bed availability. So yeah, so everybody can look at that if they need to house a foster youth, or and there's going to be a couple more providers being added to that.
Excellent. Anybody else out there?
I have my hand up.
Janice has.
Janice, okay.
Hi, everyone. Janice, once again, with Equitable Social Solutions. I'm very excited to state that we now have our prevention and divergence services for youth currently operating, youth ages 12 to 24. And we do have room as well for assisting the youth that are in need of finding housing. So we can assist with that, as well as working with the youth navigation centers to provide that prevention type of services with getting their car repaired, bus, transportation and so forth. So I believe we're waiting until that last navigation center is up and selected, and then we can move forward with getting referrals from that particular organization, from those 3 organizations, or those centers, I should say, to provide those prevention services. But if you do have youth that are looking for housing or in need of some sort of permanent housing, please reach out to me. My email is in the chat, and I'll give it to you here as well, janice.simmons@equitablesolutions.com. Thank you.
Thank you, Janice.
And then if I can hop in, Greg, and I just wanted to announce
Sure.
that the Santa Ana River Bottom does have availability for 3 female beds at this moment. Any day that are being referred, they would have to be enrolled under the Santa Ana River Bottom project. And if anyone needs any assistance with this, they feel free to reach out to me, and I will connect you to our program specialists who oversee that project here at the COC. But Again, that is for the Santa Ana River Bottom housing project, and that is 3 beds for females.
Thank you. Rainbow again.
Sorry, just a question about that, Gershom. Do they have to come from the Santa Ana River, or can they just be Tay?
No, they would have to come from Santa Ana River Bottom.
Got it. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Mhm. Back to you, Greg.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Moving on to standing item B, our Youth Action Board update. Savannah Brown, give us a little share update of what's going on.
Good morning, everyone, again. This is Savannah Brown. So I have a few updates for the Youth Action Board. Our first update is we have appointed a new secretary to our leadership positions. Our new secretary is Tori Stevens. Shout out to Tori. She's been doing a great job. She has already made an impact by demonstrating strong leadership and organizational skills. She has been doing an outstanding job during meetings where she's already facilitated and has been supporting with YAB communications and helping to keep our mission and initiatives on track. Our second update is we have a new HUD Youth Collaboration Technical Assistance. So we have a new TA for YAB. The YAB is looking forward to continuing this partnership, and this additional support plays a key role in helping us strengthen our capacity and elevate youth voices in our local planning efforts. The name of our TA, her name is, I believe her name is Lauren. So that's exciting. She's been running the YAB Connections space for us youth, and we're very familiar with her, so that's great. Our last update is us YAB leadership, myself, Chantel, the vice chair, Terry, our social media coordinator, and Tori, our YAB secretary. We have all come together and we have launched working groups. So kind of like what we were doing with the coordinated community plan, except now we're doing it for other things that we're focusing on. So sponsorships, fundraising, we're looking into new grant opportunities. That's one working group. Another working group is for a clothing closet and hygiene products for youth and young adults. And then we're also looking for an office space. So that's one of our other working groups. So we're coming together to do these working groups so that we can figure out what's best for YAB, what are our needs, and how can others best support us. And that's all the updates I have for YAB.
Sounds exciting. You guys are doing a lot of work, I'll tell you that. We've had a lot of events that we've been able to attend to so far this late spring and early summer, and we'll look forward to a lot more that are going to be coming up throughout the summer. So congratulations to Tori on her being named the secretary. It's quite the task to be able to try and keep all of that in play. So moving on to standing item C, this would be I'm sorry, Nikki.
Savannah, where are you guys looking? What region areas are you guys looking for office space?
So we're looking to kind of have it in the middle of Hemet and Riverside, since that's where most of us youth are from. So we're looking in probably Moreno Valley, somewhere in between and like that.
Good deal. All right, and Gershom, I
Yeah,
saw your hand up,
Chantal.
but you're good?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Chantel. Did you have something else?
I was just saying, Chantel said Moreno Valley, Paris area.
Gotcha. All right. So again, moving on to standing item C, our youth coordinated entry system update from Lucy Boustros.
Hello, good morning. So I'm just going to give the numbers for May. So for the month of May, we had 38 youth on the queue. Of those 38, 10 were connected through the coordinated entry system to opportunities. Those that scored on the queue for rapid rehousing were about 10, and PSH scoring were 28. And of those connected to housing opportunities through the coordinated entry system in the month of May, there was 6 that went to rapid rehousing opportunities and 4 that went to permanent supportive housing. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Lucy. Okay, standing item 6D. We got a presentation from our member spotlight, Joseph Matthews with Workforce Development. Joseph is our Riverside County Youth, the Youth Commission leader there for us. So I'm going to turn it over to Joe.
Excellent. Thank you very much. Yeah, my name is Joe Matthews. I'm the Riverside County Youth Commission coordinator. So I get to work with amazing high school students all throughout Riverside County. So I'm pull up a PowerPoint real quick. It'll help with the, let you guys know exactly what it is that we do over here. All right, wait 1 second. There we go. Could everyone see the PowerPoint?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so Riverside County Youth Commission, established back in 1998 with the sole purpose of that these students act as a voice of their peers in providing information to the Board of Supervisors so the board can better serve the youth population. This consists of legislative interns, youth commissioners and co-commissioners who actually run each individual council, and the youth advisory councils. So our main thing is, commitment to youth, that all youth in Riverside County have access to a positive and productive programs, fostering a healthier environment and brighter future. Inclusivity, if you're an active high school student, we want you. We don't care socioeconomic background, lived experience, anything like that, because if we're supposed to be the voice of our peers and providing information, we need all students to be represented. And we promote that this is a place of diversity and inclusion, and we want it to be a safe place for all students who are involved. So our role, again, provides countywide student government leadership. We offer advice, assistance, and recommendations on youth-related issues, focus on educational, recreational, cultural needs of youth, and we host meaningful events that benefit the youth throughout Riverside County. So each of the youth advisory councils, so each of the 5 districts has its own council, and they report or work directly with their supervisors. So District 1, District 2, they each have their own councils. They serve within their district, so going to community events, helping engage with the community, doing civic service projects, and a lot of community service projects. And again, they act as a voice of the youth in their districts. So the structure, we have 5 commissioners from each council. The commissioners come together to form the youth commission, and then the youth commission elects a board, a co-chair, secretary. Wow, there's typos all over this thing. I'll have to fix those to lead the youth commission. Again, another typo. It's first district is Jose Medina, not Joe Medina. Supervisor Karen Spiegel, Chuck Washington, Supervisor Perez, and Supervisor Gutierrez. And each youth advisory council reports to their offices, but then all of them come together to form the youth commission. So again, all 5 districts elect a commissioner, and then they elect a chair, a co-chair, and a secretary. So some of the annual events that we do during the year is we have an event called Youth Retreat. So this is going to be July for us. And essentially, this is our one-day leadership camp. We bring all of our youth advisory councils together. The Board of Supervisors comes in and speaks. We also have Ramon Ramos coming in this year as a keynote speaker for us to encourage the students throughout the year. And this essentially is just welcoming the students back, getting them charged up for the school year. And it's a really amazing time. Our other signature event we have throughout the year is Youth and Government Day. So this is an event where students take a strong assessment that way, and then we explain to them exactly what the strong assessment is, what the answers mean, how it affects them. And then from there, the students are paired with a county employee for the day. This year, we actually asked the students what departments they wanted to go to, and they got paired up with a employee from that particular department and got the job shadow for the day. And it's an amazing event, and it's also not just for the students in the youth advisory councils, but we want this to be open to our YAB students as well. And foster students, pretty much any student who wants to be a part of it is welcome to join Youth and Government Day. And I hope this plays. We have a video. Let's see if this works. And let me know if you guys can hear it.
It takes lots of hands and a lot of time to make Youth and Government Day happen, but we know that it is worth it. Here at the County of Riverside, we believe in planting the seed of public service into our youth and providing you all with the space and tools you need to let it flourish.
I never once thought that I would ever run for office. It was never even in my wheelhouse. Never thought about it. But as Chuck had talked about, make sure that you don't pass up opportunities.
I think Youth and Government Day is important because it gives us an opportunity to see like the work field, and it gives us so much like more experience, and it lets us see everything that actually goes into government jobs.
The purpose of today's event was to sort of introduce students into the world of government, the behind the scenes that people don't usually get to see. And what I took away from this event was honestly just how much thought and consideration is put into a lot of things that you don't even consider.
Yeah, I think it's such a great opportunity to have because you can see a type of job that maybe you can see yourself in the future with, or maybe that you just don't have any interest in, and that's fine too because it helps guide you on a path to what you want to do in your future and what you want to do with your career.
The most inspirational part, I would say, was learning that people can come from any background and honestly end up anywhere. They could go to the most prestigious college and end up nowhere, and they could go to the most community college and end up in a great place. And so it was definitely inspirational to find out all those backgrounds and stories that led them to where they were today.
When they met with our attorneys, they provide them a lot of information. We do offer apprentices, so they were able to provide them that information and guidance, if they're interested in law, what the whole process is, and they did provide them a lot of information with the Riverside County, how there is a lot of resources for them.
I'm really big in community outreach, so anytime that I have an opportunity to show what it is that we actually do and not just what is portrayed, and they're able to see and decide for themselves on their outlook on it, and if that's something that they want to pursue as a career. Anytime that I could help persuade the public into stepping into that as a career, I'm 100% for it.
What do you want to do when you grow up? That question motivates you, and that question kind of causes you to panic a bit. What are your likes? What is your purpose? What do you love?
So before being County Board of Supervisors, I spent 10 years in the California State Legislature. I was a state assembly member, right? 2 houses in the state of California, 2 houses, the lower house, state assembly, and the upper house, the Senate, 2 houses, bicameral.
Keep up the great work in serving on the YAC and getting in these leadership positions in committees, maybe even possibly becoming a chair of your committee or even the commissioner of your commission. It's a really, really great opportunity. Please tell other students as well. Keep up the great work and continue to serve. Thank you.
All right, and then another event that we do, it's the end of our year event. It's called Youth Summit. So this one's open to the public. This event is designed by the high school students, by our commission and our youth advisory councils. And essentially they come in, pick out the topics, we help find speakers, and we put on a one-day conference that's open to the public and 100% free. We go out and get sponsors and we collaborate with people to help pay for it in order to do this event. So one more video, and then if you guys have questions, we can be happy to answer them.
Does success look the same to everybody? No, right? Everybody has a different version of success. But the thing about it is, this is you guys. This is what, the limits are your imagination, what you're willing to do, how much work you're willing to put into it for you guys to make the world a better place. Why? Because this is your world. Right now, you're teenagers. Right now, everyone's telling you what to do. You got to be here at a certain time, be there at a certain time, blah, blah, blah. I'm old, but I want to hand this world off to the next generation and know that it's in good hands and I don't have to worry.
Anytime you decide you don't like where you are, you can make a change. If you look in that mirror and don't like who you see, it's okay to say, I need to change that person. Because you need to be able to look at that mirror every day and like who you see.
Start to build something different. Start to change trajectories and change the game for yourself, for your families, for your future families. This is the time to do it.
You're going to go through challenges in life, especially, you know, after this year when you go to university. And I went through a lot of challenges. And every time I felt that I went through those challenges, I thought that that was it, that I wasn't going to have more challenges. But I continue to have more challenges. Once I got that bachelor's degree, I thought everything was perfect, but it wasn't. Became a school teacher. Did I have challenges? Yes, I had challenges. Then I became an assistant principal, and I still had challenges. Then I became a professor, still had challenges. So you're always going to continue to have challenges, and you just have to persevere. You have to continue to move forward.
Everyone comes with different backgrounds. Everyone comes with different experiences. Everyone comes with different knowledge and different skill sets. I am counting on you to be the next leadership of the County of Riverside.
Keep acting. Keep acting empowered by an education that you will succeed in, driven by a compassion for people, family, and community.
Life will continue to change for you and me, but all of us are resilient. We get back up and keep going over and over again. That's what determination and perseverance look like. And I know you all have that. I can't wait to see how your generation shapes the future of public service. And I hope you see your future here in Riverside County.
All right, so that's pretty much it as far as the video goes. Again, my name is Joe Matthews. My email, jmatthews@rivco.org. Be happy to share the PowerPoint with everybody. But essentially, the main goal of the Youth Commission is these are high school students who act as a voice of their peers and providing insight and information to the board so the board can better serve the youth and also be actively engaged in the community. So not just talking about the issues, but going out and addressing those issues head on. And one of our goals for the 2025-2026 school year is we want our students to actually propose policy, whether it be to the school board, whether it be to the city, or maybe even the board of supervisors. But I want our students actually proposing policy, not just talking about the issues, but here's how we fix the issues. So that's my goal this year, and hopefully I don't get in trouble for that. But that's what we're doing. So questions?
Yeah, Gersham's got his hand up. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Joe. How's it going? So pretty much for any, youth service provider or any partners that have or that work with any high school students, what does the process look like? Do they just reach out to you directly, or is there I think I saw a QR code on there, but yeah, essentially is that just it's that easy, right? Just reaching out to you?
Yeah. Anybody who would like to collaborate, or anyone who's working with high school students and knows students who would be a good fit for the program, you can have the students reach out to me directly, or they can go to our website, therivcoyac.org, or go to our Instagram pages, our social medias, where we have our links to our signups. So students can just, it's as simple as signing up. And then once they sign up, we just want them to participate. We meet twice a month. And then depending on where the student lives, like District 5, because Greg Snow and, District 5 area, and I live in District 5 myself, I know that there's a mountain between all of our regions, right? Like Moreno Valley and then the Pass area and then him at San Jacinto. And it takes an hour to get anywhere, because of traffic and everything right there. So we do offer a hybrid. So we can have some students meeting in person, and then the students who can't meet in person, like District 5, we meet in Moreno Valley. I don't expect a kid from him at San Jacinto to come to Moreno Valley at 5:30 for a meeting. They can join via Zoom. So they are still able to participate. And then when we do events, they're typically on weekends, park cleanups, supporting other events. Like we worked with DCSS for some of their events to help set up, organize, handle information. So all we need is just a high school student. And if you're in District 5, you get a scholarship. So every year you're involved in YAC, it's $250 per student. And I believe Supervisor Gutierrez wants to raise it to $500 per year per student. So a great way for easy money for college.
Yeah, the connection is definitely embedded in the youth centers. I mean, I think everybody on this call knows that there's 6 youth centers here in Riverside County, out in the desert, here in Hemet, out in Lake Elsinore, Rubidoux, Moreno Valley, and Paris. So there really isn't any area that this youth commission doesn't touch, that this youth commission is not exposed to the youth in our community. So, and I do know their big focus is specifically for the high school students, but they get out and touch all ages in the community, all the activities that they're involved with. So if anybody has a difficulty trying to get in touch with Joseph, I definitely encourage you to just hit one of the youth centers, because they're going to have his contact information, as well as, any of the activities that could be going on throughout the year. So.
Yeah. And we're working on more collaborations. Like, I think that one of the issues is, we've been around 28 years, but nobody knows about us. So the more collaborations that we have, the more work we can do. My goal for my students is I want programs are, so they're walking resource pamphlets to help the students who may be in need. So the more we talk outside of meetings like this, the more I get to know what you guys do, I can share it and my students can share it to help support your guys' initiatives as well.
Any other questions for Joseph?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much. Appreciate that.
Thank you, guys.
I'm going to turn it over to Nikki now.
Okay, so we're going to start prepping for our next meeting. It is going to be July 31st, so mark your calendars. This is a time for anybody, if they would like any agenda item put out, please feel free to share that. You can unmute yourself, you can put it in chat, or you can email COC Youth for any items that you'd like on the agenda for our July meeting. The next is just seeing if anybody has any announcements at this time. Okay, Gershom?
Yes, this is more like a question, but I know that recently our YAB members have been wanting to, get some more hands-on experience with, any type of volunteer work. So I don't know if, anyone in here, has any, work that can be assigned to any of our Youth Action Board members, whether that be like in the office or like out on the field or anything like that. They are looking, forward to doing so. So if you guys, do you have anything, feel free to reach out to me or to the email the email that I just dropped in the chat, cocyouth@rivco.org. I would appreciate it very much. And I'll kick it back to you, Nikki.
Okay, thank you. And Jorge, you had your hand up. Did you have announcements?
Yes, hi. My name is Jorge Alvarado. I'm with Canyon Children's Legal Services. I apologize for not being able to respond earlier when when we were all introducing each other. Apparently, I had to get off of this to go my settings and then allow the microphone to work during the use of Teams meetings. So I apologize. But I did have some question I wanted to ask of the members. I have received a grant, a small grant, my first grant that this organization has received from a Cielo grant. Thank you very much. And it is to try to give community presentations and collaborating with local organizations to present on the special educational rights issues and suspension and expulsion type of process to interested parties, whether it be the children themselves or the parents or guardians of the children, so that they can learn more about the rights that they have in regards to education, educational rights, and hopefully they can advocate for themselves as well as spreading the word of, on what is available with the services of this nonprofit that I founded a few years ago. Anyway, again, my organization's name is Canyon Children's Legal Services, and we do have a website. I do have my email. I can put it in the chat or highlight it out here. I'll put it in the chat. Okay.
Yes, please put that in the chat. I will be reaching out. I've been talking to Gershom about letting the YAC host a John Burton training. So that might be something you want to collaborate with.
Oh, that sounds pretty good. Yes, I would appreciate that.
Okay.
Jorge, this is Beth Bartholomew from RCOE, Director of Student Pupil and Administrative Services. So I oversee all discipline, suspension, expulsion on behalf of the county, and perhaps we could connect at some point. I'll be back on the 14th of July. So if Neha could put our contact information in. So we've been interested in providing parent trainings, so maybe we could collaborate on something.
Well, that sounds great. Yes, I just posted on the chat my email address. And I would love to be able to talk with you and or others who are interested. I appreciate that.
I just wanted to throw it out there, general announcements, stuff like that. We're moving into the summer, and believe it or not, it's already back to school time. I have my first event at Romaland Unified tomorrow to outreach to the parents and families and the children out in that area. Again, California Family Life Center has multiple departments, and one of them that's been a big focus for us for the last couple of years is our Strengthening Families Department, which works with families who have children between the ages of 6 and 11. They can have older and younger children, but at least if there's one child in that category, at some of the services that are available out there, as well as some of the workshops that we host to help strengthen these families, help fill the void that maybe some of them are experiencing them, as well as just, the youth in general, for our youth centers, the 16 to 24-year-olds. So even though we're moving out of finishing up that school year, we're already jumping right into the new school year. It's kind of strange to say it's not even July 1st yet, but it's all starting all over again. Wonderful, vicious cycle that we have going on. So be on the lookout for that type of stuff that's out there, because there are many opportunities, as we're talking about volunteering things, many opportunities to get out there and spread the word, share this news, and help those in our community. So just a quick plug out there.
Okay. Did anyone else have any announcements? I guess I'll kind of put it under announcements. At the recent CBO Alliance Town Hall meeting, there was two individuals here that sat upon a panel and did anything representing this group. So thank you, Savannah and Clarice. You guys did amazing. And then also the YAB members that attended have gotten great feedback. You guys have kind of been the talk of everybody afterwards. You guys repped extremely well, vocalized your opinions and thoughts and struggles very appropriately. You guys did great. So thank you for all of you YAB members who showed up. That was amazing. So if we don't have any other announcements before we adjourn.
May I jump in for just a quick second?
Yes.
I would like to go back to our consent items. I believe we still have not received a second motion.
That's where I was going. So we do have our first motion to approve the minutes from the April meeting. If anybody was at that meeting, all you have to do is unmute yourself, raise your hand. We need a second on that motion so that we can move forward and not carry that over for another month. Do we have anyone who is at the April meeting who is willing to second that motion to approve the minutes?
Caroline Quintos, I will second the motion.
Oh, thank you. I owe you a Starbucks or something. So at this time, if there's any objections, please feel free to raise your hand, put it in the chat. I'm not seeing anything, so we will approve those as submitted. Thank you, everyone. We will go ahead and adjourn the meeting. Everybody has 39 minutes left on their calendar that your bosses or everybody thinks you're busy, which means free time. So thank you, everyone, and we will see you in July.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye, thank you.